Hey. So this is my first video. It's really awkward because I'm talking and there's no one around except for my cats. I figured I would make this on curling my hair, since every time I post a photo online, I get really nice comments and messages asking how I curl it and what I use. And even a few times I've had people, they would say things like, you should do a tutorial. Well, at first, when I would read the messages, I would just end up being like, no, it's awkward, it's weird, but here I am, making this video. I guess to kind of start off, I have a clip. If I don't have a clip, then I use a hair tie of some sort. You just gotta get something to put the hair up that you're not curling at the time. My straightener, I have no idea what kind of straightener this is. It was a birthday present a few years ago and I've been using it every day since. I'm pretty sure it's just from Sally's. It looked like it said the word beauty on it right there at one point. It's a 1-inch straightener. If you have something that is bigger or smaller, your results, they might not look like mine. Same thing with if your hair is longer, cut differently, it's not going to look the exact same. But at least you kind of get an idea for what I do. I do not use a heat protectant spray, and I know it's kind of frowned upon. I always hear people being like, well, make sure you use your heat protectant spray every time I watch these videos, and I've tried them before, I've tried different kinds, and it feels different, and my hair doesn't look different the way, that I like it to when I don't use one. So if you do use a heat protectant spray, please use it. I don't want you to watch this video and then try to repeat what I'm doing, and then your hair falls off. I don't want to be held responsible for that. So to start, you get your clip, your hair tie, whatever you wanted to use. And the way I section off my hair is pretty much like in three sections. And I put it up. Alright, so I got this little bit left at the bottom, and I kind of just split it and bring it forward. And I think normally when I do this, I separate it into like 2 sections, and so I just grab it. Alright, so you take your straightener and you clamp it, and I tuck under. That's what I like to do. You just bring it down, you tuck it under, bring it all the way to the bottom, don't let go, make sure the hair at the bottom goes through it. And then I take the front. And then I do the same thing to the other side. It's weird not doing this in my bathroom. Now everyone's hair is different, it's all in a different condition. I know what my hair will take before it starts to become super dry. So depending on where your hair is at, you might need to move the straightener quicker or slower. And the reason why I tuck it under is because I feel like if you've been following me, the style that I like, when I do my hair, it's more vintage looking. And I'm kind of emulating how if you were to use hot rollers, depending on how you're setting, you roll them up from the bottom. So the hair being tucked under basically the whole time. So when I do that, it's kind of like I'm doing a hot roller curl. But yeah, so I do the same thing again. So I gotta take some of this hair down. I really don't grab too much hair. You know, the less hair that you grab, the more curled it's going to end up being. And I've seen people like completely flip over the straightener, like where the hair like comes over on top. I don't do that. I just tuck it under once. Sometimes I go too fast and then I have to go back and fix little mistakes, little straight pieces. Missed a little one. Yeah, so this is what I do. And I also, once I'm finished with it, I don't use any hairspray. I don't really like the way that it feels, and I feel like when you also curl with a straightener, the curls last for so much longer than it would if you did use a curling iron. And I've never used one of those, the wands before. I hear a lot of people say that they work really well. But when I do my hair like this, because I try not to wash it too often because then the color will fade. I'm sure if you dye your hair you understand. But so I'll leave it like this. I'll leave it curled for a few days. I mean, after a couple, they just kind of start to look just like a little wavy, but not as tightly curled anymore. But you want to try to maintain the same speed the whole way. If you don't, it's going to end up being super curly in certain areas and then flat in others. But at the same time, you know, towards the bottom of your hair is usually a little bit more in a worse condition than the top. Sometimes towards the bottom, if you go a little bit quicker, might be better for your hair. But yeah, as you can see, I don't try too hard, at least not when I'm doing it like this. How I mentioned about doing another video later, there's so many different things that you can do. Like curling it one way and then another piece curling it the opposite direction so that when you comb it out, there's so many different ways. But I don't really have time. I don't make time. I'm pretty lazy. But yeah. Oh, and then in the beginning, I know you didn't watch me brush my hair. It's all lumpy. I went to bed with it wet last night. And I don't really need to comb my hair too often. It doesn't really knot up. That's not a good one. And then I just got this piece. And normally with this, I'll just curl back. I didn't miss any pieces in this video. But yeah, sometimes I want it to be really poofy. So what I'll do is I'll put my head down and I'll push all my hair down. And I'll just comb through it. Be careful not to touch my bangs. Oh, I hit him. But yeah, so then it looks like this. Kind of looks like a little clown wig, but I like it. Like I said, I don't use any hairspray. If you do, I guess this is when you would spray it. Hope there's no pieces that are straight in the back. Yeah, so if you have any questions on what I did, if you want to leave a comment, or you know how I do most of my stuff through Instagram, if you want to direct message me on there, that's fine. Give me some feedback, because it's scary doing this stuff. If you do YouTube videos and you're watching this, I look up to you, because it's scary. But I'm sure after a few more it'll be more comfortable, right? But yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching.